What's going on, everybody? I hope you're enjoying your Friday evening so far. This is NYG Jeffy T85 here, and I'm bringing you the BKN Game Recap for the Brooklyn Nets, as tonight they played their second to last game of the NBA regular season at home at Barclays Center against the Orlando Magic. And to be honest, this was a really bad shooting night for both teams. Neither team could really get it going from the court. Neither team did a good job shooting the ball at all. Both teams struggled horrendously, but the one thing that the Brooklyn Nets were able to do, they were able to create enough turnovers from the Magic. Magic turned it over 21 times. Nets only had 9. Nets were able to get a lot of transitional turnovers in the game and make that count for some transitional points on the other side. They also were able to get more assists. Brooklyn Nets did a pretty good job passing the ball as they were able to get 27 assists in this game, coupled by Spencer Dinwiddie, who had 14. And the Nets end up winning this game tonight by the final score of 101 to 84. And with this Brooklyn Nets win, coupled with the Miami Heat losing this evening against the Washington Wizards, the Brooklyn Nets have officially clinched the number 6 seed going into the NBA playoffs, and they will most likely be, probably already set, taking on the Philadelphia 76ers in the first round of the playoffs starting next week. Both teams had a miserable shooting night. It was a combination of, I think it was more of a combination of just bad shooting than it really was on the defensive end. I mean, both teams shot 21% or lower from the three-point line. Nets shot 9 of 42 from the three-point line for 21%, and Orlando shot 7 of 38 for 18%, and both teams shot about 35% from the court. Nets shot 39, 29 of 80, 35 of 89, and the Magic shot 31 of 87 for 36%. Both teams had miserable shooting nights. Nets, of course, got out-rebounded 57 to 45. That's not a shock. This team always seems to get out-rebounded. They just don't have the guys on the court to be able to get enough rebounding on the court. But overall, Brooklyn Nets need to go out there and get a win. That's exactly what they did. Brooklyn Nets went out there and they got themselves their 45th win of the season. So the Nets at least will have a 45-win season, which after everything that's happened with this basketball team, that's an accomplishment right there. So kudos to Jacques Vaughn and the Brooklyn Nets for at least being able to get a big win. In fact, they've won 4 of their last 5 games at home recently. The only game that they lost was that close game they played the other night against they only lost that close game the other night. So, in terms of the individual games, Spencer Dinwiddie and Mikal Bridges both had miserable shooting nights. They shot 9 of 35 from the court, the two of them combined. Arguably your two best offensive players both had miserable games shooting. Dinwiddie was 2 of 11 from the court, and Bridges was really bad, 7 of 24, including 1 of 12 from the three-point line. That right there. But Bridges was at least able to do enough. He had 22 points, 3 turnovers. Bridges had a bad game overall. You know, I mean, the 22 points is nice, but he had a miserable shooting the ball overall. His defense, though, was as good as always. Dorian Finney-Smith didn't shoot much, but he was 2 for 5 and 1 for 3 from the three-point line. He had 5 points overall with 2 rebounds. Cam Johnson, I don't know why Cam Johnson isn't getting more opportunities to shoot, because he had 18 points, 5 rebounds, 4 steals for Cam Johnson. His defense has picked it up recently. 7 of 15 from the court, 1 of 4 from the three-point line in 32 minutes. Like I mentioned with Bridges, 7 of 24 from the court, 1 of 12 from the three-point line. He couldn't hit a 3 to save his life. He had 5 rebounds and 2 assists along with 2 steals. He had 3 turnovers, though, for 22 points. Nicolas Claxton had a big double-double, 14 points, and 15 rebounds with 1 block shot and 2 steals with 2 assists in the game. He went to the line and hit both his free throws. He was 6 of 9 from the court for 34 minutes. Claxton, once again, being a defensive stopper and going out there and getting big-time rebounds. And Spencer Dinwiddie, while his offense wasn't good, like I mentioned, 2 of 11 from the court, 0 of 6 from the three-point line. He did dish out 14 assists and had 7 rebounds. And he also had 6 points with 1 steal, and he only turned the ball over once in 36 minutes. That's the encouraging part right there with Spencer Dinwiddie. And then coming off the bench, Seth Curry was the guy that really lit it up for the Brooklyn Nets. He had 2 4-point plays in the game, and he finished with 13 points, 3 of 4 from the three-point line, and 4 of 6 from the court in 15 minutes with a steal, an assist, and a rebound. But his three-point shooting, including those 2 key 4-point plays, really got the Nets off to a good start. Then you had Day'Ron Sharper had 6 points in about 10 minutes, 2 of 2 from the field, and a block shot. Joe Harris had a couple of had a couple of plays. He went 3 for 3 from the line, 1 rebound, 1 steal, 1 assist. He went 1 for 4 from the three-point line, and 1 for 4 from the field in 13 minutes for 6 points. And then Royce O'Neal didn't really have the shooting night at all. Royce O'Neal, Spencer Dinwiddie, and Mikal Bridges all struggled from the court shooting, but he at least had some good defensive plays on the court, including making it very difficult for that Magic starting lineup and Jalen Suggs and Cole Anthony. And he ended up finishing the game with 6 points, 2 steals, 3 assists, 5 rebounds, and in 2 of 9 shooting, 2 of 8 from the three-point line in 27 minutes. But just to get all the stats out of the way, the Nets managed to clinch the 6th seed. That's the most important thing. I don't love the fact that they needed the Heat to lose to the Washington Wizards tonight. But either way, a win is a win, and a win is good for this basketball team. And now they know they're going into this game at least the 6th seed, and most likely, and probably already, they're playing against the Philadelphia 76ers in Philadelphia starting next week. So you can get a scouting report on Joel Embiid. They're going to be playing against their old good friend James Harden. Obviously got Tyrese Maxey, who sat out a couple of games, Tobias Harris, DeAnthony Melton, Shake Milton, Paul Reed, Montrezl Harrell. Got a lot of decent players. Jalen McDaniels over there. So the Nets know and have an idea who their opponent is. But the Nets got to make sure that they're ready, capable, and they're going to be in for a war going into this games next week in this first round series. So essentially, if the Nets want, you could play a bunch of your backups in this game against the Philadelphia 76ers. So the Nets are pretty much going to be getting a taste of their opponent that they're going to be playing in the first round when they play them in the final game of the regular season. But now that the Nets have locked up the 16th seed or the 6th seed, the Nets can pretty much play their backups the whole time. So I would not be shocked if Finney-Smith, Johnson, Bridges, Claxton, Dinwiddie, O'Neal, Harris, all these guys, Curry, don't end up playing this game. I would not be shocked if you see guys like Drew Smith, Yuta Watanabe, Day'Ron Sharpe, Edmund Sumner, Cam Thomas, David Duke Jr., Patty Mills. All these guys end up playing in this game for the Brooklyn Nets and Sunday. And the same thing with Philadelphia. I think Philadelphia is going to do the same. It's pretty much, it's not an important game. I mean, they already know who they're already going to be facing each other in the first round. But either way, good win by Brooklyn. Even though they had a 23-point lead and the Magic managed to cut it all the way down to 10, I'm like, oh my God, here we go again. The Brooklyn Nets get off to a huge lead against their second straight opponent. They almost blew the game to the Jazz, but luckily they were able to do just enough to hold on to the victory a couple of nights ago. And they were at least able to make a couple of key shots at the end, including Cam Johnson with a nice dunk and runner over the middle. And they had managed to hold the Orlando Magic to 84 points in this game. And the Nets are now 45-36, and they finished the season this Sunday against the Philadelphia 76ers, the regular season at least. And then the Nets can get ready for the NBA playoffs starting next week, most likely against Philadelphia. So Good win by Brooklyn. It was scary at one point, but I think the Nets probably heard that Miami lost their game tonight, so they maybe took the paddle off the metal a little bit, knowing that they had that 6th seed sewn up. But either way, that's your BKN game recap. Nets win tonight, 101-84. And most importantly, the Brooklyn Nets have officially clinched the 6th seed in the Eastern Conference, and they're most likely going to be getting ready for the Philadelphia 76ers, the 3 seed, starting next week. So hit that like button if you haven't already, and give a sub to NYG Jeffy T85. More news updates, chatter, and game recaps surrounding the Brooklyn Nets, and turn on the bell for notifications on the next video or short dropping in the channel surrounding the Brooklyn Nets. And you guys, let me know in the comment section what you thought about tonight's victory for the Brooklyn Nets, let them clinching the 6th seed, and your potential, how you feel about the Nets matching up with the Sixers in the first round of the NBA playoffs starting next week. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a great rest of your Friday night. Take it easy, and let's go Brooklyn Nets. As always, it's a Nets world, and we're all just living in it.